Welcome to the No Filter Fitness of Moms Who Lift podcast, where we bring you real people, real stories, with an action plan to match your goals. Now, you can take the benefit of going outdoors, and it has been shown through science that being outdoors in sunlight really has like a really good benefit for your mental well-being. It has science has shown over time that yes, especially the feelings of like depression and anxiety actually minimizes with you being outdoors. You kind of getting the vitamin D that you need, that we all, I guarantee you, lack, because we don't, especially if you're not an outdoor trainer. Like some people who naturally run outdoors, right, and cycle probably outdoors, they get enough of their vitamin D from sunlight. But we as a general population who, let's say, does not typically go outside, you're lacking in it. And that is one of the biggest benefits, is obviously bone health that we talked about. Bone density, you need your vitamin D, sunlight. And also vitamin D plays a big crucial role, again, in kind of your overall well-being. It allows your kind of produces that feel-good hormones to come through, and you just kind of feel more relaxed. So, as talking about a de-stressor, going outdoors is a great de-stressor. What are we talking about?
Welcome, everybody. Welcome,
What are we talking about? Outdoor fitness.
I'm going to be talking about the negatives of it. Okay.
All right. So welcome. We're going to discuss today about benefits of outdoor fitness, some cons of outdoor fitness, and basically kind of how to transition yourself out of quarantine, right? From home fitness to possibly outdoor fitness, as a means to get moving maybe a little bit more. Take it away, Al.
It's like just the way that we had to transition from our regular routines in the gyms, because most people have been exercising probably in the gyms. We had to restructure our workouts, our exercise, to start exercising at home, maybe a little bit of outdoor, but not so much. So very soon, a lot of states already opening now, and people do more outdoors, but little by little, states are opening up. So our fitness naturally is going to be transitioning. So right now, it's group outdoor fitness is allowed in small groups, I believe, with social distancing. So some kind of a first structured fitness routines are in place. We wanted to talk about, the benefits of it and how to make the best out of it. And at the same time, recognizing, like everything else, not everything is the way it's shown on social media. Oh, it's a beautiful sun shining, and we're all jumping around, or we're all doing 100 push-ups in 20 seconds. No, just kind of realistic approach to outdoor fitness and how it feels and how it should be, and where's the silver lining for it. So the trend is going to be to more outdoor fitness, because people want to get out. They want to feel that they are out of their houses, no matter how much. Even the people that usually exercise at home, I notice they want to exercise outside, not necessarily in the gym, but outdoor. So outdoor fitness, group fitness, just regular personal fitness, different types, different ways, and how much and what to do, how to make the best out of it. So I think that as just a personal, as one-on-one fitness, you can certainly go and go anywhere in the park. I'm not sure, is it okay to use benches and or sidewalks to use as a prop just to do a workout? I'm not sure about that. You're wearing a mask, not wearing a mask.
I think you can use it, but I think everyone is going to be on a different fence of like, are they comfortable enough to touch it? Because obviously, then your hands get dirty. You're touching other things. We like to always touch our face for some reason, and stick our hands in our other orifices around here.
Right, and hair, and I believe that the virus lives on the wood for like up to 4 hours, or on the wood up to 24 hours. I know that the virus lives on surfaces up to a fair amount of hours. However, it dies within seconds if you take a little disinfectant wipes and you wipe. So you go outside, you take your disinfectant wipes, your Lysol, whatever you take with you, you wipe your surfaces or you bring stuff with you. If you don't want to bring a mat, you wipe the surface and you can, use, benches, grass, and you can do a body weight workout, which is fantastic. Do 4 rounds of body weight exercises. Even if you're not a runner, let's say, you're done. So great. You want to go with friends for some kind of a group fitness? Great. You guys, you decide. I think it's good if you go out with a group. If it's like without a trainer or instructor, it's good to decide. Okay, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna just stand and talk about how much weight we gained or lost, or how have a self pity party? How nice it's to be out? Or we're gonna do something. So decide with your friends. Okay, we're gonna go out. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we need to bring. Let's bring some bands or maybe some equipment. I suggest when you go out to bring the minimal equipment. Minimal. You don't need a gym with you. Gym is gonna come soon. Bring your minimal equipment, something that you can reuse. If it's dumbbell, bring one. You can use one dumbbell for a lot of different things, or one medicine ball, or bring a band, or if you have a couple of people, each person brings something. Decide on what you want to do in advance, go in, execute, and then, have a great time staying outdoors. It's also important that you probably, just, take allergy medicine or something, because even if you don't have allergies, I think that A, we develop them with age, B, you never know when you may have the onset of allergies, and it will definitely slow down or sabotage your workout if you start having a headache or sneezing or, itching, and then you start touching. So this outdoor fitness is, that's one of the things. And of course, drawbacks. Honestly, I don't know, I'm going to let you chime in, Yana, in a second. The drawbacks for me, everything is harder outside. Even when I go run outside on the treadmill at my sister's house, it's awesome. Outdoor with Yana, I'm like a pathetic shuffle. I move my legs for 500 meters and oh my gosh, my quads hurt, my hamstring, there's something different body part hurt at a different day. So it seems harder outdoor. And then of course, the air, maybe breathing, maybe allergies, harder to breathe. So it's definitely harder outside to do everything. So please don't be alarmed that it's harder for your body to do things outdoors.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you definitely chimed in on quite a lot of different points. I think the first thing is obviously if you have not been going outside at all to train, or you've never been outside to train,
talking about
going
your face.
to
My nose is already itchy.
Yeah, I was gonna say start in small dosages of getting out, and actually, if you're gonna be, let's say, going to a park, go to the park, because each location that you kind of go outside to will have its own different types of trees and grass, and like you said, Elle, you don't know what kind of allergies you may have. You may not have allergies to something around your house, but at the park you may get an allergy, and the last thing you want is to start exercising in a group setting, or even on your own, and start having that shortness of breath, and that's really going to kind of affect you, going forward. It could even really like set you back up, and you're going to say, I never want to do this again. You know what I mean? So definitely, I think prepare yourself ahead of time by actually going to that location, wherever you're going to want to work out, or even just exploring it, just to make sure that obviously allergies is not an issue. The second thing is obviously, the some of the great, I think, benefits that we talked about for outdoor activity is the biggest thing is obviously you being outdoors. Like, how often do you actually go outside, right? Majority of us, we're working, and you're stuck inside a building for almost half of a day. So you never get to see real sunlight. And
a lot of people can't wait for that reality to be back.
To some degree. But right now, you can take the benefit of going outdoors, and it has been shown through science that being outdoors in sunlight really has a really good benefit for your mental well-being. It has science has shown over time that yes, especially the feelings of depression and anxiety actually minimizes with you being outdoors. You kind of getting some the vitamin D that you need that we all, I guarantee you, lack because we don't, especially if you're not an outdoor trainer. Like some people who naturally run outdoors, right, and cycle probably outdoors, they get enough of their vitamin D from sunlight. But we as a general population who, let's say, does not typically go outside, you're lacking in it. And that is one of the biggest benefits is obviously bone health that we talked about. Bone density, you need your vitamin D, sunlight. And also vitamin D plays a big crucial role, again, in kind of your overall well-being. It allows your kind of produces that feel-good hormones to come through, and you just kind of feel more relaxed. So, as talking about a de-stressor, going outdoors is a great de-stressor. And that's something maybe, that you should experiment with is going, like we talked about, going for walks, going for a run, maybe learning to bike and going outdoors to biking. Even doing, let's say you follow a group exercise program that you watch on TV. Guess what? You can take your iPad or whatever, and you can actually set it up outside, and you can do this workout outdoors. It doesn't have to be indoors, right?
No,
you can
look
take it outdoors, like you have that capability. And obviously, especially now, depending on where you are, if you're allowed to be outdoors now to do group fitness or even one-on-one type of training, that it's perfect. It's take your mat if you have a yoga mat. If not, just take yourself your water bottle and go out there. I mean, it's cheap, in
right.
a sense, like you don't have to obviously pay for a gym membership, right? You go outside. But at the same time, there are going to be some limitations with outdoors. And I think that's going to be a major thing is going to be weather. Like it's weather dependent, right? It might be raining. You don't know.
Equipment, you cannot have all the equipment. It's also like you look like a fool doing group exercise. At least no one can see you. Now you look like a fool and everyone walking around and still looking like a fool. And, some, issues, what's the word, the self, when you're self-conscious, some people don't feel comfortable.
Can I tell you something? You might be a motivator for somebody. Somebody watching you exercise might first think that you're a fool, but then they'll be like, damn, that person is determined. And you might actually motivate someone. Yeah. You're going to have that lollipop moment.
Yes.
So we just discussed a lollipop moment, meaning that you affect someone, right? Without knowing that you affected them in a way. So there you go. That's a possibility.
Yes, there's always. I mean, I hope we bring some lollipop moments every time that we produce the episode. That's what it's all about. You want to, you do want to be beneficial to, what you do. You want to leave some kind of a positive effect. I mean, I guess some people want to leave negative effect. They're psychopaths, but we're right.
We're not going that route. We're not going that route.
No. So yes, you will. You hopefully you'll inspire someone, and it's definitely there's a lot of positive to the outdoor. It is not all just glitz and glamour outdoors. Sometimes, as I said, you go and you actually, it feels like it doesn't feel right because it's a different environment. It's not what you used to. You want to get a certain, you want to get that certain feel that you get when you usually exercise, and you're not getting it either because you don't have the equipment that you usually use to produce that feel, like your indoor cycling bike. Let's say for people that don't do outdoor cycling, they don't have a bike or they just only do indoor, and they get their endorphins so high. So walk, yes, up a steep hill probably, but you have to walk at a certain speed. Bottom line is you have to work way harder to produce that feel, or lifting weights. Yeah, I mean, whether you're gonna walk around, start lifting all the cars, and to get.
If I could, I would.
Right, start lifting all the cars.
I'm gonna start deadlifting all of them.
And moving them from parking spot to parking spot. But there's no rack to make you squat them. Maybe you can deadlift them, but there's a limitation of equipment to get that feel of training. So you do need to use a different type of exercise program. But we talked about maybe you do something to prepare the base for your exercises. Like if you're a strength athlete, you get your aerobic base developed. You start walking, power walking or running, so you get a little better aerobic base. If you were And aerobic, if you are like indoor cyclist, maybe you do walk those hills and to build up your quads. And also another thing is, if you have any injuries, now is definitely a great time to rehab those injuries because you are not overusing your body. Maybe some body weight exercise with the bands during rehab type training to rehab your injuries and be ready to, to go hard when you're back into your training mode.
Yeah, and I think
So
I
that's
think we something that we wanted to touch base with was kind of like what the trends we think are going to happen, and kind of the, how to ease into your training again. And think about it this way: if you've been hardcore training typically in the gym, and you've been now out of commission because obviously you don't have the equipment at home. Like if you have a home gym, man, you're like set up right. You're probably rocking and rolling it, but I'm sure majority don't have home gyms. They may have a dumbbell here and there, a band here and there. So especially in a sense, over these the course of how many months now or weeks we've been in quarantine, you coming out of it, don't expect that you're just gonna bounce back 100% to how you were, right, at training yourself, let's say at the gym. So getting outdoors, and I think right now we're going to see a big trend with more outdoor fitness because, one, obviously bigger spaces, people are going to feel more safe. You can create social distancing obviously way easier there, right?
and the
And you have
gyms are
fresh air.
closed.
And what?
Gyms are closed, and
And
gyms
gyms are
are closed.
closed, right? And gyms are closed. But even if when the gyms do open, they're not going to open at full capacity.
No,
And the ones that are already open in certain states, they're not at full capacity. They're limited to how many people can come in, and there's certain rules they're going to be following. So at the moment anyway, it is going to be a great way for you to actually do build up that base for you to get back into some sort of a routine of training, right? And granted, yes, it's not at the gym with what you typically do, but sometimes a change of pace and a change of activity of what you're doing is actually may come a benefit to you because you're going to use muscles that you typically don't use, right? If
correct.
you were a if you were doing primarily, let's say, lifting weights, right now for you to go outdoors and do some cardio based training is going to come of great benefit. Obviously, one, for your cardiovascular health, but two, it's also going to come for you to prepare that base that is going to allow you to kind of hit it really hard once you get back into the gym and be able to not maybe be out of breath. You know what I mean?
Right.
When you're working on some of those reps and sets that you're doing. And honestly, and vice versa. If you typically were a cardio junkie and you are on machines all the time, guess what? You going outdoors is going to give you a different stimulus.
Ah,
It's going to build up a little bit of a different type of a base. And if you actually want to join some sort of boot camps or training, right, with bands, and you've never done bands, or even light weights, right, there you can bring weights outdoors and train outdoors. That's going to be a great change of pace for you as well. So, and you can look at it in both ways, that yes, it's for some, who are training outdoors naturally, right? The runners, people who run, people who cycle
nothing changed
naturally. For them, they love it. Nothing changed. They're like, I don't care.
except
This
more
is
people on
great.
the road and on their way.
The what?
Except more people on the road and running on their way, and they have to pass them. That's the only thing. It's very
Well, yeah.
annoying.
Well, before we had less cars, so probably all the like cyclists, they were so excited, right? I'm
Right.
serious. They were like, "Oh hell yeah, this is my day." There's nobody on the road, but now obviously we're allowed to drive at this point. I'll probably get out a little bit
Um,
more. So
yes, yeah.
yeah,
Well, and it also brings and another something to mention is kids. I mean, the kids that are sitting home, they need to get out. They are allowed to go out and not just sit on a bench or next, on the grass and packs and play video games again, but rather exercise. And
yeah,
the kids, I mean, when they become certain age, you can might as well talk to that bench, and the bench probably will respond to you sooner than your kid when they're 13 and over. But when they're younger kids, you probably can encourage them to exercise either with you or with a coach, with a trainer. or connect the kids like to meet with their friends, and instead of talking with a friend on the phone, they can exercise together. So kids fitness or some sort of getting kids out and make them move around is great. And also kids gatherings, like a kid's birthday party with, I am sure that, some people can relate to those drive-through birthday parties that we had to encounter. It was sweet and sad at the same time for the kids to drive by in their car and wave the balloons and just leave the gift 6 feet apart from the person that's receiving the gift. And, for a lot of kids it was sad, but now they can actually go and have a birthday party outdoor in some kind of a boot camp. I personally had an experience of doing some of them when I was a little younger, and there was more, and trend was more outdoor, because we used to have that outdoor.
That's right, yeah.
It's kind of
we transition. It's interesting how it transitioned from more outdoors into indoor fitness, and right now I think it's gonna go back to a little bit more outdoors before it goes back into an indoor type of a setting again.
Kids birthday parties as a gathering, as a fitness gathering, is a great idea. And Yana, I think you'll be fantastic with that, with all the experience that you have with your little girls helping you exercise at home. Now you can use other people's children.
But what's interesting is, like,
I
think we've also seen a trend. The trend has been also for kids is that all of their birthday parties, right, have been always indoors. Like, how often do kids really go outside now? They're kind of like us. They become almost these, like, on their on their social devices. They're always right. There's no true interaction. There's no outdoor activity, no outdoor play. So right now, especially for children, as a family, you can do family fitness outside. You can do obviously kids fitness outside, but let them go and run around. They love to explore. Obviously, yes, you gotta, if they're really little, you're gonna watch them, obviously making sure they don't stick their dirty hands into their mouth. But nevertheless, all kids, they will always find something. You have playgrounds. They love playgrounds. They can stand on those. They can play, jump around, run around for hours. You know what I mean? And it keeps them entertained. It keeps you as a parent sane, because obviously you're not stuck at home with them anymore. And guess what? You can always pick up awesome activities. You can get jump ropes for your kids. Teach them how to jump rope. You can get, obviously, a bike if you want to teach them how to ride a bike. Scooters. They're huge. Yeah, kids love scooters. You can get a net and a ball and play, soccer outdoors. You can get a football, run around, do football. There is endless possibilities for kids to actually do outdoor fitness right now. And including, and I'm sure at some point, obviously right now, probably tennis. Like, if you as a parent play tennis, guess what? Take your kid outdoors. Give them that racket. Teach them. Let them hold it. Let them swing. Let them, you know what I mean? It's just learning. I think just getting anything. You can literally turn anything you have into a fun activity for the kids to do outdoors. Even hopscotch. You can draw on outdoors and let them do like an entire hopscotch thing. Like, just endless of possibilities that you can do for your kids. Your kids need this exercise. I think more so now than they ever needed, for the fact that they have been stuck at home. And I know parents are petrified of letting their kids go out, but eventually you're going to need to let your kid go out. They need fresh air. Don't forget, as much as you have anxiety and how much, let's say, you get stressed, your child may not show it to you now, or they may not understand that stress, but they feel that stress, and they have it too from being stuck at home. And maybe them, having tantrums, or them, having a certain bad day, that is their expression of that stress, and them going outside and relieving that stress, which has been shown time and time again through exercise to be one of the most beneficial things for mental health. We're talking about mental health again, right? We all need to that stress reliever, that endorphin rush, and that's the best thing to do it is through movement, going outdoors, getting some sunlight, with a trainer, no trainer, by yourself. It doesn't matter, as long as you get yourself moving and your children moving. We're all going in a better place.
One note on that, just listening to you, it's absolutely everything you said. It's evidence based, and it's life-based. Absolutely. If you, what I wanted to mention is the kids, they may not listen to you about exercising outdoors, but guess what? They always listen to the coach. They always listen to the trainer. So many cases in and out, and people that I've met and worked with and talked with, they may not, the parent can be the fittest parent in the world, can be a coach themselves, and they can be an avid exerciser or fitness enthusiast, athlete, but their kids are not going to listen to them. However, comes a new person, someone they don't know, they would definitely listen to someone who is not a parent. So if you think about getting a coach, guess what? 2 for 1. You get a coach and a babysitter.
And a babysitter.
You
That
can
is
get,
right.
you can get 2 people. They work as a team. There are many coaches that work just like Yana and I, and will come together. And one can be with your kids, one can be with you. Is this an ultimate fitness routine that's gonna get you to the Arnold's Classics? No.
Arnold Classic. Listen, some people have no idea who the hell Arnold Classic is. Okay.
Well,
you need to dissect Arnold Classic.
They can message us on social media. We'll explain, like a bodybuilding show or an event, or like to run. Can you train as a family to run a New York City marathon? Let's start with that.
Not a New York City marathon, but guess what? You can do. They have plenty of. Before they used to have family 5Ks. Guess what?
Sure.
I guarantee you, soon enough, the family 5Ks are going to be coming back up.
Yes,
and
I'm sure what? Family 5K
Maybe
will be.
This will be a great time for you as a family to do something fun if you're into that type of fitness. You know what I mean?
But I do believe, yes, it has to be, yes, absolutely. You can train and you can participate as a family. Some people at this point had so much togetherness that they would rather prefer kids working out separately, and they will get it. But yes, I mean,
they want to drop the kids off and then return in a couple months.
Right. Listen, everyone is different. Every type of training is good. Bottom line is, know what you want. Decide the goal. Decide what you want. Be honest with your feelings of what you're looking for. Start small. Don't overthink it. Be prepared to change. You decided that you want to do one thing. You go out. You do it. You try a couple of times. Not it. Change it. Don't be afraid to change things around. Nothing is set in stone. I think that, as far as I do believe that outdoor fitness is going to be our first step to some kind of a structured back or to the grind or back to some kind of a, planned life routine before we hit the gym, or maybe some of our exercise will stay outdoor. Who knows? But it's definitely our first step outside our isolation and into that next step to somewhat of a normalcy. So let's embrace it. Let's see how we can make it fun.
Absolutely. And I think also something to kind of pinpoint is, we talk about ability to have a routine and, writing a plan down so you can stick with it. So it's very easy, obviously, to plan to go outdoors, let's say for a run or an outdoor whatever fitness class, and all of a sudden it rains, right? And it's going to be so easy for you to say, oh, it rains, I'm done, I'm not doing anything today. Well, guess what? That's just an excuse. So have a backup, meaning say, okay, if the weather is shitty and I can't go outside for a run or whatever, guess what? You can take your fitness then indoors. Do you know what I mean? So don't give yourself that excuse that there's bad weather outside or whatever the case may be not to exercise. So make sure you have basically what if plan, right? If I can't do this, then I'm going to do the following. That's going to really help you long term to be able to make sure that you're staying consistent with your fitness and you're not being kind of derailed, oh, I'm not going to do this, because it's very easy then to fall into the pattern of I don't feel like doing this today or whatever. It rained, I don't want to go. Then the next day you're going to have, it could rain again. And sooner or later, you're not doing anything. So don't fall off, that wagon in a sense and create more of a problem for yourself than you have to. So always have that what if plan in the back of your mind. So you know
Right.
what to do, navigate.
Right. I mean, and people are like, what if I run outdoor? How can and I live in a small apartment. How can I don't even have steps? What can I do? You know what? I tell you what, you can do your lunges at home. You can do body weight squats at home. You can just the idea like of the triple flexion extension, bending your knees and hip in some sort of way will give you somewhat of that. Do like your jumps at home, squat jumps.
If you have
Go outside.
stairs, and if you live
Yes.
in an apartment building, you can use stairs of
I
running
love
up and
it. Yes.
down. You can do all sorts of things. Listen, if there, as cliche as it sounds, if there's a will, there's a way. It truly is. If you truly want to achieve something and you're determined, you will find a way to go about it and get it done, right?
Yep.
You will find resources. You will reach out to somebody. You will go read about research, whatever it is that you need to do in order to find it. So don't create excuses. No pity potties.
Right.
Boo
Not pity
me.
party.
It's raining outside. I can't go. No, it doesn't work like
No.
that.
Yes. Yes. Don't, the excuses, delay. All they do is delay results. When
Yes,
you
they
lose
do.
the excuses, you find the results. I think you said it one time. When you lose the excuses,
I
you
did
find the
not,
results.
but you just said it and I like it.
I think you said it to me once. It's everything that we say, we heard it from someone
That is
somehow.
very true. Everything that we have ever, anything I think that we ever talk about, obviously we learned it from somebody, right? And hopefully they're all credible sources. No, just kidding. We definitely learned from credible sources. We don't just talk just to talk, but yeah, absolutely. Everything, even yourself, everything that you kind of hear is something that you've learned from somebody. So they're not new
Well,
ideas. They're not brand new reinventions, right? They're things that are kind of tried and true, and they work.
right.
So
Well,
I think
that's
we're
good.
gonna cover up outdoor fitness for today. And as always, if you guys like the content, subscribe, leave us a comment, and we'll catch you guys next time.